It's happened, and I never thought it actually could. No, seriously, I really didn't think this would come to pass, but I have officially reached 30,000 subscribers. Are you serious? I don't know if I can take this. I seriously don't know if I can. I don't deserve this. I really, really don't. What is wrong with this universe? How could this happen? I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Thanks, Twink. I needed that. So yeah, 30,000 subscribers. This was never a planned goal for my channel, and I have to say, it's incredibly humbling that I made it this far. Over the past couple years, I noticed it was going up, but it didn't seem to bother me too much, other than the occasional surprise that so many of you enjoyed what I do. I remember when I first started my channel, I didn't even know what the Brony analysis community was at the time. I simply wanted to share my thoughts on the MLP series. Maybe even bring some knowledge from the G1 into the mix so newer fans could know more about the older stuff, as well as share some vlogs of my pet rats. But then I figured it wouldn't hurt to use my channel to boost my portfolio as an animator and artist, in hopes that I might get a teeny bit of notice for job opportunities. But as time went on, I met all these wonderful, talented people who were doing just what I was doing, but through own styles and perspectives, and being the naive teeny pony I was, I thought it'd be a great way to learn the benefit of working with a team one day. Though I definitely did not predict that these amazing people would not only become my colleagues, but also my closest friends. And it's this point right here that I can't see any better way of celebrating this goal I reached without giving back to those friends and colleagues who have inspired me to push forward and reach new goals, new heights in my talents, and help teach me the values of teamwork, friendship, and courage as a person and a reviewer. And with that, the only way I can think of to give back is to do a top 10 my favorite Brony entertainers video. So the rules for this list are the following. There are Brony entertainers that I felt the need to mention based on their personal influence to me while on my journey as a Brony reviewer. The numbering has little value in other that these are the people whom I felt helped inspire me the most and make me a better person. With that said, let's get started with our Jasper Pi, aka the Joistinator, aka Joey Turner. Never heard of him? For shame! Joking aside, which is probably one of the best of his quips. Y'all would probably know Joey, aka Jasper Pi, through one of my magic lessons. But Uncle Jasper!
Uncle Jasper nothing!
But Uncle!
Uncle Jasper nothing!
But...
Uncle Jasper nothing!
Come on, do it again, I could go all day.
He's best known for his works on his channel for the Benjo and Bilzui's Excellent Adventure redub, alongside his partner the Wistinator and friend to Critic Y2K, whom we will be touching on later. Joey's talents tend to range from comedy voice acting to audio and script editing. Heck, he even wrote out the audio editing of the script for my magic lesson. But with all his talents and abilities, the one thing he's taught me after working with and bonding with him as a friend was not to fear to embrace the comedy aspects of being a Brony reviewer. Even in videos like he did for Cartoon Saga, he still managed to keep the funny bone throughout his work. I could easily describe him as the Pinkie Pie of our circle of friends. Watching his content and his writing abilities have taught me in more ways than one how to have fun in your work and push the boundaries of combining old humor with the new. Uncle Jasper, never change. Silver Quill. Some of you may be surprised that I would mention the most lovable hippogriff in our community at number 9. Expecting him to be in the number 1 spot possibly? Well, theoretically you'd be right. Silver Quill is one of my favorite reviewers, but I'm not going to touch on that. I'm here to talk about him as a person who inspired me. To be fair, he and I don't actually communicate much due to busy work schedules and he having a huge channel to manage as is. But when we do get to meet up at cons, that all tends to change. While he's more than inspired me to improve on my work quality, my consistency, and my abilities as a writer to combine some humor with facts, Silver has encouraged me as a person to work with others and share generosity. The best showing of his generosity would have been at my first attempt at BronyCon 2016. He was happy to volunteer to vend with me. He even brought his own equipment to help us show our work and make our table look professional. He helped me keep track of my earnings, sort through sales. He even shared with me some tips on vending. But the real show of his generosity came when the TF2 panel ended on that Saturday of the con. I have never seen so many people lining up to buy our prints or ask for autographs in all my life. And sadly, with all the hecticness, however, I couldn't get to my seat and keep track of what was going on and being sold on my side of the table. The anxiety was real. But Silver stepped to the plate, not only keeping track of my earnings as well as his, but he also marked everything down for me for my convenience, lowering my stresses tenfold. He basically saved the day for me, and continues to do so when I'm in a bind whenever we're at cons together or on projects. His generosity speaks volumes, and that only encourages me to do the same for others. Thanks again, Silver Quill. Ellie Yora. She taught me my rage. The end.
Try harder!
Just kidding. I remember when I first watched Elior, first impressions weren't so much intimidation, but passion. I knew from some of her first contact that she had a real passion for her work, and even more so towards her friends. Ellie had never taken anything from anyone. But by far the most impressive thing I've seen from her passion-wise is her dedication to protecting her friends and colleagues. When our Pagan sister Keyframe ran in on hard, threatening, domestic issues at home, it was Eliora that reacted first, followed quickly by Will, and then the rest of us. She called the local authorities in Keyframe's area and then proceeded to start a GoFundMe for her and spread the word to help Key get out of a bad situation. It's because of Eliora's quick reactions that Keyframe is now in a better place. It is also a fact that I'm a bit more braver than I am now because of Eliora. She had taught me the importance to stay true to myself and be proud in who you are, no matter what others may think. And though I do still get huffy about every pony calling me cute or adorable, at least I know she's there to back me up and remind me that I am more than that. Aeon of Dreams. Now here's a pony who knows how to forgive and forget. When I first met Aeon, his exotic tastes and views were a bit out of my league, and I shied away from him at first. However, I knew he was very intelligent. In fact, a lot of my first Brony reviewing tips came from his video, How Not to Be Bad at Brony Reviewing. His video inspired me so much, in fact, I actually copied his video just so I could get the pressure off of others who kept asking me the same question, how to be a Brony reviewer. It was in this mistake that I learned the value of looking up to, but not copy the ones who influence you. Aeon could have taken down my video and could have been angry with me, and would have every right to do so. Instead, he was professional, and he was consulting, and understanding, and above all, patient and friendly. We worked it out, and I happily took down the video I made without hesitation. But when one project fails, another one starts. We went on to do a recap video on his work together, and even 2 magic lessons. Not to mention working together on the cartoon saga with 2 Critic Y2K. Aeon is a reviewer, to be more specific, one of the last remaining philosopher reviewers in our community. He's a breed all to himself, and even though he's exotically more intimidating than others, he's the most laid-back, friendly, sweet person I know, and I only hope that kindness rubs off on me too. Dub Wilstonator. What can I say about Will that isn't obvious? He's talented, motivational, encouraging, and above all, probably one of the kindest souls around. He helps out every friend that has a chance to be his friend, and even if you aren't within his inner circles, he still goes out of his way to make people feel good by entertaining them through his inner talents. When I first met the Wilstonator, it was during one of my first fanfic listenings from The Bride of Discord, a fan-made story where he did the voice of Discord. It wouldn't be till later on, though, through a podcast hosted by Rosepal, and eventually through 2 Critic Y2K, that I would be introduced to Will officially, and it's not been a down moment since. If I take anything from being companions with the Wilstonator, it's a never stop aiming for the skies. The man is an inspiration, if not in his writing skills or voice acting, then by his mad moves and willingness to improve on himself, as well as to encourage others to grow. Josh Scorcher. Yeah, you'd think after our magic lesson we detest each other by now. Ha! Josh has been many things in our inner circles, but detesting his company is far from it. His influence on me has been mainly towards seeing more in my abilities that I didn't know I had. For instance, when I first joined the TF2 project as the editor, I didn't think I'd even be able to pull off the job in the time or designs they wanted. But as time went on and I got a bit more confident, something happened. Josh pushed me further. More, you say? Yes, more, because he knew I could go above and beyond my comfort zones. He encouraged me to explore, jump outside the box, and play with the ideas that were presented in the scripts or ideas, to take what they write and just have fun, or go nuts and do things I didn't know I could do. With each project he's had his fingers in, presents a new challenge and experience to me that only helps me to improve more and more as I go. I can only thank him so much for this, for believing in what I didn't know I had. Keyframe. If it hasn't been realized yet, Keyframe has actually been in multiple projects with me, but mainly behind the scenes if not in my personal projects or TF2 scripts. Then with my editing and artwork, even venting at me at a con. She and I have a sisterly bond, if anything, where she has no fear in calling out my flaws to help better my abilities as an artist, animator, and editor. Not to mention she's given me pointers on acting and even singing. But don't worry, I don't plan on going pro. Keyframe is a fine example of what it means to push forward and to hold courage and integrity in the face of challenges that may seem impossible to overcome, whether in real life or in our internet lives. Not to mention she gives high praise to other voice actors and artists within our community on her channel. Just when I think I'm settling down into a zone I like, she pokes me in the flank and reminds me how much I can do more. The poor soul even took time to teach me some new art techniques in Photoshop. I'm such a slow learner too. I'm honored to call her my friend. Golden Fox. I am jealous of Golden Fox. Yeah, you heard me. I said it. I really look up to Golden Fox, not just as an amazing animator and video editor, but as a person who is not afraid to speak his feelings and opinions. He being one of the first reviewers I watched, I quickly admired his fluent wording as he expressed his feelings and opinions about an episode or movie and experience. Even with his rants in Season 4, I still had admiration for what he was doing. Let's be real, it takes guts to fully express yourself in that manner, because Celestia knows that this community can be hard on you for expressing negative opinions that go against the majority. But despite his firm opinions, he's a big old cinnamon roll. Even after his relationship started with Keyframe, Golden Fox has always been a kind soul, sharing tips and friendly advice to his fans, and patient and enduring in the face of those who would try to put him down. I wish I had half the talents he has, but I could settle on being his friend and continue to admire his work. To Critic Y2K. Once upon a time, in a lucid dream, a red and black OC invaded my nightmares during a crisis with Princess Luna. We spoke about her episode, described our opinions and satisfaction with it, all seemed to be going so well, and then the unthinkable happened. We emerged into the most over-the-top, Mary Gary Stu red and black Allocort OC of all time, and flew into battle to save our dreamscape. The end. That collab by far was the most memorable project I can recall with Toon, but I'm happy to say it wasn't ever our last. Toon Critic and I hit it off as best friends, if not siblings in sin. Edge, brother! But Toon is also one of the friends who taught me to open up my horizons, to embrace the charisma and fun of being a brony, and to see that there is more to it all than just making reviews. He showed me the values of meeting your fans, enjoying the company of others, and to take our reviews and stories into a whole other level. He and I being two misfits of our community, we're two peas in a pod, and though we may tease the snot out of each other on the battlefield of an online game, we still have each other's backs in hard times no matter what. And before I announce the number one, I'd like to show a few honorable mentions who are also my closest friends and colleagues. Kichi, MC Transmute, Sketchy the Changeling, Mad Munchkin, Mastercode, Finn the Pony, British Ninja, and Tommy Taco. And our number one on my list is Dr. Wolf. He was the first reviewer I approached before I ever officially set hoof in the Rift, or the Secret Rift for that matter. I honestly didn't know much about being a Brony Reviewer at the time, other than it just seemed like fun and a great way to make friends and others, as well as prove on my content for my portfolio. So when I went to talk about a possible collab, I was given a friendly greeting, some information about the reviewer analysis community, and was gently pushed into the doors by him and left to grow. After that, and through all the new friends I made, the newfound confidence I gained, as well as listening to Doc's suggestions, I have grown into a more confident, passionate, and determined artist, animator, editor, and reviewer. All thanks to him. If that weren't enough though, he took our friendship further, inviting me and my husband to go on a cruise with him, when I had no plans to take a break from the stress of work. Such generosity I cannot possibly get back in return, but heaven knows I'm gonna try. Dr. Wolf has given me opportunities and tells me frequently how much he appreciates my contributions to his projects. But it is I who am thankful for him giving me the opportunity through trusting and believing in my abilities in the first place. It's because of his efforts to push me forward to try new things and experience all the amazing things in our community that has made the Lightning Bush channel what it is today. And with that, everybody, that was my top 10 favorite Brony entertainers. I hope you enjoyed my listings, and I look forward to hearing your comments and feedback. Also, be sure to check out the other channels of my friends in the links below. I can guarantee you they are all entertaining and fun to watch. Thanks again for all your support, every pony, and keep an eye out for those rainbows. They will make you smile.